about it. It's the Izzie and Coco Book Review Show.
Welcome to Izzie's and Coco's book review show, where today we'll be reviewing the book
The Cure for Dreaming.
Thank you.
By Cat Williams? Oh shit.
No, I have it. Cat Winters by Cat Winters. I am Izzie.
And I am Coco.
Welcome.
Okay, so The Cure for Dreaming is about a 17-year-old Olivia Mead, and she has modern thoughts regarding women's rights, and she wants to go to college, and she wants women in Oregon to vote, and her dad thinks that this is going to ruin her life, so he's worried about her, and he hires a hypnotist to pretty much brainwash her to accept the world as it is. And it kind of backfires and it doesn't turn out right, and she gets like these supernatural kind of powers, and then
where she can see people for what they really are. So if they're bad people, she'll see them if they have bad intentions. Yes, pretty much.
And it just revolves around that and how her relationship with the hypnotist and her father and women's rights. So that's what the book is about.
Do we introduce the segment?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we get to each say if yay or nay, would we recommend this book to other readers?
Or not.
Or not. So what do you think?
I am gonna incline towards yay. I like this book because Olivia is a very likable heroine. And I also like Henry, which is the hypnotist. They're good together. It was an interesting book. And I overall liked it.
I see. Well, I would say more like nay. Because
really? It wasn't bad. Okay, well, tell me what you think.
I mean, it was an enjoyable book. It was an easy read. So if you're looking for an easy read by the pool, all right, go for it. But it seemed kind of flat. Like I am all for women's rights and women's voting and moving forward, women's equality. Yeah, I'm super on board. Feminism, yay! But they slathered it on so thick, man. It was like that's what the whole book was about.
Well, that's what it was about. It was about.
Yeah, but I can understand there's a theme around the book, but like the characters didn't have any other dimensions. It was just like this guy's a hypnotist, and that's all he is, and she is like super feminist, and that there's nothing else. Like, there was nothing else running around the book for me, so I was a little, I don't know, I wasn't on board. It seemed too one-dimensional for me.
Did you hate it, though?
No, I did not hate it,
okay.
But if someone were to ask me for a recommendation,
you wouldn't recommend it.
This would not be on that list.
Okay, maybe you swayed me a little bit. Like, I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it. I like the chemistry of her and the hypnotist. But you're right, the book didn't sell me. It's not a book that I've immediately gone and tell everybody, you need to read this book.
Yeah.
It was
like, yeah,
you know
exactly.
What?
It's an we should have yay, nay, or and it's an
You're right, we're missing a third category. And what sold me on the book really was the cover. I thought it was a really interesting cover. Okay, so I thought it was really interesting how Cat Winters made... Why do I always end up... More... No, you're kicking me out. There.
Okay, there you go.
So, Cat Winters, I think, has fear of dentists. Did you notice that?
Oh my god.
She makes the dad, which is a dentist, like a psychopath.
Oh my god.
He enjoys pain. He enjoys, pulling out people's teeth and having them in misery. She like that passion. And so I thought that was interesting.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
How he has, different, dental appliances, a painting, this really big painting, ornate painting in the office. And they're pretty much just, torturing tools.
Yes.
I thought that was cool. I like how she paints and describes the world.
Her descriptions are really nice.
Usually
really nice. When people go off into the descriptions, I get easily bored. I'm like, enough, get to the plot.
She sets a really nice world, and then she just
that would draw me in.
She just doesn't do anything with it. I was so disappointed. I thought, like, yeah, there's definitely going to be something interesting there between the hypnotist and Olivia, but nothing really happens. And then it also doesn't kind of add up because her dad is this oppressive man who like only wants women to like have children and cook and clean, but then he's been sending her all this time. She's 17-year-old and she's always been in school, like she's getting higher education.
However, I'm glad you mentioned that because that was one of my notes. I don't think it was a good enough an excuse because that was like a positive point towards her dad, but the way that they tried to diminish that was like there was I have it here, hold on, where the dad says like the only reason I send you to school pretty much is to keep you out of trouble, because if you be home with nothing to do, like
you would just be with the suffragists and
exactly, so it's just to keep her out of trouble. And like Olivia replies, school is my key to the future, not my nursemaid. So, but you're right, that's a good point. He didn't have to send her to school.
It doesn't add up. The way like everything is so one-sided in this book. I can't get over it. Then like Genevieve, the sister, she's sick, and so she's just like this sickling like oracle kind of person that she kind of knows everything. So like ask her before you make any decisions because she will know best, because she's this 15-year-old girl dying.
Kid.
That's like, I don't know. And then also that guy who was
Percy
wooing her. Yeah, Percy.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know. He was just the worst. Come on, baby.
Pancho, come on. Don't be like that. What's wrong?
She's gonna pull you in the lap. Come on, give me, baby. Oh, baby. Good potato.
I deleted one of my fucking notes.
Recording.
Oh, way to go.
So wait, get in the shot again. Oh my God, you with the shot. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, how did you feel about you're always out of the shot, my friend? Get in the shot.
You keep moving me, probably. I don't know.
There. Okay, there you go. Okay, I wanted to ask you, how did you feel about her friend Fanny not telling her that he was an ass grabber?
I understood her. You didn't like it, but I think she was... No, you know what? She should have warned her.
Should have warned her. Like
your guy's an asshole.
She kept dating this guy, which obviously you know from the beginning. He's like, oh, this guy's such a bad apple.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Stay away from this guy.
I think she wanted to find out by herself on her own.
No, but she had a crush on the guy. She was totally on board. But then, like, you know, she almost got raped, and then they just like brush it off. You know, it's just like, oh, do you like him anymore? No. Oh, okay, he grabbed my ass. I'm like, oh, come on. If you're her best friend, you tell her before, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
There is some inconsistencies.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm changing my right to a meh. Each time we talk more about it.
I was really disappointed in this book from the whole time, and I was so happy when I read because that whole first chapter when they describe how Olivia gets hypnotized in the show, that's great writing.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Cat Winters.
Cat Winters had me cooked, but after that, like after I got halfway through the book, I'm like, I don't care about what's gonna happen. And honestly, I'm actually tired of hearing you talk about women's rights because it didn't even seem like genuine. It seemed like orchestrated, or I don't know if you can say that about someone who feels strongly about that.
Speaking of orchestrated, what did you feel about the finale where she had the bunch of suffragettes outside yelling, and then all of a sudden they're supposed to disappear, so when everybody else can't...
Oh, that exactly. That was like...
Made no sense. I was like, what was the whole point? I said, should have been something more dramatic.
Yeah,
and
the whole scam they had ready there, like, oh yeah, we're gonna show them a lesson by taking away their voices. I'm like, okay, is this supposed to be young adult? Because if it's like a young adult for a little children book, then all right, like this is okay. But if this is not, then this is like kind of subpar writing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm being really critical of this book, but it really bothered me. And then, oh my god, how about how Sadie, that rich girl,
oh yeah,
is so mean to her the whole time, right?
Yeah.
And then she gets her voice taken away for like half a day or a day or whatever. And then she gets her voice back. And then Olivia can see her, how she became like a suffragette. And like she's really gonna like thrive.
Yeah, that was not believable at all.
I was like, what? Where did this, like, it was, that's what bothered me. It was like slathering on like, yeah, now women's rights. I'm like, yeah, I'm on board with women's rights, but what are you doing here? It's not selling it. I don't know. So I was disappointed.
Yeah. But you know why also it probably didn't sell? Because in this movie, okay, there's this book.
Oh, God.
There isn't that struggle of really seeing the women's plight. Like, oppression. She really had it good compared to everybody else.
So there's no connection. There's no connection to the story. It's like, I don't know. I keep coming to like one-dimensional. It just, I don't know. It was all about the women's rights, and they didn't get the reader on board.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Kat Winters. I would not recommend this book, but I have seen most of the people really like other books that she's written, so I would maybe give her another shot.
Because I really liked her writing style. So, maybe, I don't know, hopefully find another book that has more character development.
Yeah, exactly. It was missing character development. Her story building was amazing and her descriptions, but in general, I was not hooked. So I would not recommend this book. Although some people out there are totally on board and love this book, so.
But in our opinion, there's better stuff out there. I wouldn't waste my time.
Okay. We'll see you next time, and make sure to send us emails to books@dapperanimals.com, and stay posted for our next book review. We'll let you know so that you can participate next time.
Wait, we picked it. If you want to participate in this one, we are reading Blue Diablo by Anne Aguirre, and she usually writes science fiction, and this is more like an urban paranormal kind of book, so we're really looking forward to it. I love Anne Aguirre's book, so let's see how this one turns out. Ciao!